Hype Fan Eagle representing the Philadelphia Eagles by way of New Jersey. You already know, man. Shout out to my first time viewers. Shout out to my last time viewers. Shout out to the people that's viewing this video, rather religiously or in passing. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you will be notified when I go on live, man. We got a lot and a little bit to talk about today, man. I want to start off by saying, a blessed day to y'all. You know what I mean? Hopefully y'all have a good day. You know what I mean? Hopefully y'all having a good morning. Don't let nobody knock you off of your rocker, man. Make sure that you have a blessed, and good morning first and foremost, man. You know what I mean? Let the haters hate. The haters should fuel you to want to do better. You know what I mean? And that's purr. You know what I mean? That's purr. Okay, so let's talk. Let's talk like this, right? So before we get into any Eagles talk, yesterday, you know what I mean, we shot our first episode in the studio. Clap it up. Our first episode in the studio yesterday, you know what I mean? To me, it went well. Of course, there is and always room for improvement. But there always room for improvement, you know what I mean? Regardless of what field you in or what you're doing, there always going to be room for improvement. And with that comes with like practice, with you studying, with you making sure that you keep up on whatever you need to keep up on. All of that stuff, right? So yesterday was our first episode, and to me, it went good. Yes, we got to do better, but it went good. I'm going to release the clips and the episodes pretty soon. I'm going to throw some pictures up on the community post and all of that stuff. So it's going to look epic. Everything is going to be good. Everything is going to look epic. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, so stay tuned in for that, man. Y'all going to want to make sure that y'all subscribe to the Patreon, man. Patreon.com. Go to DSTV103 and become a member, man. The link is in the description to the Patreon. It is DSTV103. The link is in the description. Also, man, BetUS, man, the best sporting book in the business. Up to 200% on signing bonuses, fast and easy, quick payouts, one-on-one customer service. You already know, man. What other Out of Bound podcast was good? You know what I mean? Listen, man, Chase Daniels, he always going to be out of pocket. But we about to get into all that, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, BetUS, man. You know what I mean? Hit the link in the description. You know what I mean? And you already know. But like I was saying, man, yesterday was the first episode in the studio. Oh, that was about to be an accident right there. Yesterday was the first episode in the studio with the podcast, man. And it was amazing, yo. It was definitely amazing. You know what I mean? Good vibes. You know what I mean? Good vibes. I can tell that the work ethic is going to be high. I can tell that the work ethic is definitely going to be high. I can tell that, when we get in there, when we start talking sports or the regular podcast, everything is going to be turned up times 1,000 because we're not just doing it via internet. We're doing it, live in the flesh. Me and my boy Hype Fan Jers. You know what I mean? Shout out to Hype Fan Jers, a.k.a. Young Jers. You feel what I'm saying? Had my son in there, you know what I mean? We was rocking. We was definitely rocking. All right, man, let's get into this, man. Jalen Hurts is the top 100 most influential people in the USA. And this is by Time. I don't want to say Time Magazine. I'm just going to say Time. This is from a credible source, Time. And this is not just an athlete thing. This is a people thing. You know what I mean? This includes athletes, celebrities, anybody that's influential, via internet. He is the top 100, bro. Top 100. My boy got accolades out the wazoo. He got accolades out the wazoo. He is what? He got the Citizens Award. He got the Super Bowl MVP. He's in the top 100 at Time. He's in the top 100. You feel what I'm saying? Won a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Taking dinners or having dinners with Michael Jordan. He's with the Jordan brand. Having Derek G to speak up on the behalf of his name. Like, we don't care. We don't care what Chase Daniels and everybody else talk about. I didn't catch the stool, bro. Looks really good. Yo, I'm going to post the pictures in the community post of what we did last night. And then, of course, I'm going to post clips up on the page. So, stay tuned for that. I'm going to post the pictures on the community post today. Just give me like an hour or two, you know what I mean, to settle into work, and then I got you. And then, you know what I mean, a little later on, probably during the because I got to do some more editing, so probably like around Sunday, Monday, I will have the video out. But I will definitely post the pictures in the community post today. Just give me like an hour or two. But yeah, bro, we don't care what Chase Daniels is talking about. This is a man, right? And this is no knock to his career, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of us would want to have a career like this if we were, you know what I mean, a quarterback or an athlete in the NFL, right? Because he did have a long, extensive career. Wasn't that productive because he was a backup, but he kind of fleeced a lot of teams out of the bag, you know what I mean? And I would love to do that. And listen, if I could be a backup for $50 million or $60 million throughout my duration of, 11 years or 12 years of playing, just to be a backup and get 60 million, I'm down for that. 40 million, I'm down for that. 30 million, I'm down for that. I don't care. But he talked as if he accomplished anything. Because you got two type of players, right? You got backups and you got starters. He talked as if he was a prolific starter, a proficient starter. He talked like he was that type of guy. And he wasn't. You feel what I'm saying? He wasn't. 13-year backup is crazy, though. 13-year backup is definitely crazy. He talked as if he was one of those guys. As if he can fill Jalen Hurts' shoes. Knowing the fact that he can't. He cannot do that at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to guys like that. You know what I mean? I like the facility because it's a sports show. So I'm automatically going to gravitate towards it. They got LaShawn McCoy up there. You know what I mean? A Philly Hall of Famer. Sometimes LaShawn McCoy could be iffy up there. I don't know. You know what I mean? But it's a sports show, and I'm going to watch it. Just like ESPN. I don't agree with what Stephen A. Smith say all the time, but it's a sports show, and I'm going to tune in. But that's why you got content creators like me. You know what I mean? That's on the up and coming. You got Lord Bronson. You know what I mean? You got Philly 500. You got Philly Mike, etc., etc. So you don't have to go to them all the time. You can listen to us also, who talk the truth, who's not biased, who give it up if another team's doing good, and if we playing ass, we give it up. If Jalen Hurts is playing ass, we going to talk about it. We're going to criticize that. If our wide receivers are being divas, we're going to talk about it. We're going to criticize it. So it's no bias over here. But guys like Chase Daniels up here saying that there's no way in the world that he would start a franchise with Jalen Hurts. I don't care how many Super Bowl appearances or how many Super Bowls he won, he won't start a franchise. That is pure hate. That is hate. You feel what I'm saying? I'm retired a year and 2 months from this job. I don't miss that uniform. Oh, you was a mailman. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you, bro. Listen, man, I'm 11 years strong. I'm 11 years strong in this uniform, bro. 11 years, bro. And I wish I had the amount of years you had so I could be like, yo, I'm retired and I don't miss that uniform, but I got to deal with it right now, man. I got to deal with it right now because there's not that many other jobs out here that's paying very, very much like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to go to a Walmart. No shade to anybody working at Walmart, but I'm not about to work at no Walmart. I'm not about to work at no Target. You know what I mean? This right here is like damn near unlimited overtime. So although I don't like this job, you know what I mean? It is definitely nerve-wracking, and it's not really the job. It's the supervisors. It's the postmaster. It's the higher-ups that don't understand a mail carrier. They forgot. You know what I mean? They don't understand the people that put boot to the ground. They don't understand that. You know what I mean? They always coming from a different perspective. And their perspective is not so much our perspective as a mail carrier. You know what I mean? They don't understand that. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, the job itself isn't bad. The supervisors, the district managers, the postmaster, the poom, they all ruin the job. But the job itself isn't bad. You know what I mean? I took the disability retirement. Okay, shout out to you. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to you for sure. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, let's get back with it though. Like, Chase Daniels, bro. Like I said, it's just pure hate at this point. Anybody who talks and reacts like Chase Daniels at this point in time is just pure hate. It's just pure hate. My guy is the most humblest guy in the whole National Football League, bro. All he do is work hard, put his head down, work hard, and stay humble. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He don't want. Listen, he thrive off of controversy. That's what he thrive off. But it ain't like my boy going out there and making controversy, making conflict with others. My boy don't do that. My boy really came from the bottom. He came from being bitched at Alabama. Tua took his spot. My boy had to go transfer to Oklahoma and was the Heisman runner-up. He didn't win, but he was the Heisman runner-up. You know what I mean? The Philadelphia Eagles drafted him. I remember Jalen Hurts saying there's people in that organization that didn't even want him. You know what I'm saying? Started the last 4 games. Got pulled. I think during the last game, Doug Peterson pulled him out. Didn't play him or something like that. Boom. Doug Peterson got fired. Right? Doug Peterson got fired. Insert Shane Steichen as the offensive coordinator. Insert Nick Sirianni as the head coach. First year starting with 9-8. First year starting with 9-8. The Boo Birds was out. The Boo Birds was out. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nobody believe in Jalen Hurts. If you go back and look at my first couple of videos, I believed in Jalen Hurts. What I was saying during my first couple of videos on my YouTube channel was, yo, give him time to develop. Give him time to develop. You can see the promise in Jalen Hurts. Go back to my first couple of videos. I was speaking on it. I was one of the ones that's speaking on it. Shout out to Lord Bronson. But I want to let Lord Bronson know that he wasn't the only one. I was speaking on it as well. We started out that year, his first year started 9-8. Went to the playoffs and got smacked by Tampa Bay. And they said that my boy couldn't read a defense. That was in 2021. 2022-23 season, my boy went in the lab, got to work. And remember, that whole offseason, they was like, damn, yo, we need a quarterback. Everybody wanted Russell Wilson. Y'all remember that, right? Everybody wanted Russell Wilson. Everybody. They was talking about all these other quarterbacks to get, besides sticking with Jalen Hurts, right? The position was up in the air. Didn't even give my boy time to develop. That same year, we put the pressure on everybody. End up winning the division, #1 seed, going to the Super Bowl that year. Best Super Bowl performance out of any quarterback ever. Ever. We lost. A couple of reasons why we lost. Right? We're gonna start off with the Jalen Hurts fumble, and then we're gonna start off with the Quez Watkins not catching that pass, and then the James Bradbury hold. Even with all of that, we still tied the game 35-35 or 33-33, something like that. But the defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. That's why I feel like we're about to stack a few championships. Bro, we're about to stack, bro. We're about to get into all that. We're about to stack. You feel what I'm saying? We're about to stack. But, yeah, bro, went to the Super Bowl. Earned some people respect. There was still people disrespecting him, right? The year after that, right? Totally new offense. New offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, new coaching staff. We had Matt Patricia up in the booth. You know what I mean? The wins that we were getting weren't convincing enough. Defense was trash. We didn't have no C.J. Gardner-Johnson. We didn't have no T.J. Edwards. We didn't have no Kaiser White. You feel what I'm saying? It was trash. You know what I mean? The wins that we were winning weren't convincing enough. We went 10-1. Throughout that 10-1, Jalen Hurts had hiccups. The offense had hiccups. The offensive coordinator had hiccups. The defensive coordinator had hiccups. The whole defense was abysmal. We still was 10-1. After that, things went downhill. Things went downhill. Ended out the season 11-6, right? The doubt started creeping into people's head. The naysayers were talking, chirping. What my boy went to go do? Go back in the lab, put his head down, go back in the lab, and start working. Let's talk about 2024 season, right? Started putting belt to A. We got proven coordinators. A defensive coordinator and an offensive coordinator. Proven. Kellen Moore. A very, very good offensive mind. Vic Fangio. One of the GOAT defensive coordinators, bro. One of the GOAT defensive coordinators. We added Saquon Barkley. You know what I mean? We didn't know what the defense was going to do. We had to figure that out. But we got back C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You know what I mean? We got two rookies that we didn't know was going to be this special. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. We didn't know that. We end up getting them, right? End up drafting them. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know Nolan Smith was going to put belt to ass. We had to figure that out. This year, we had to figure out a bunch of stuff in the beginning of the season, right? Started off the season 2-2. Bye week happened. We had to figure out what's going to work. We had to go back into the lab, not just Jalen Hurts, but as a team. We had to go back into the lab and figure it out. Feel what I'm saying? Had to go back in the lab and figure it out. We figured it out though. Started the season 2-2 after the bye week. Only lost one game after the bye week, and that was to the Commanders later on in the season because of Jalen Hurts ended up getting injured. C.J. Gardner-Johnson ended up getting ejected from the game. So it was a bunch of stuff. Even with all that, we still kept up with him. You feel what I'm saying? But after that 2-2 season, after that bye week, after the 2-2 record, after the bye week, we started smoking boots. Now, mind you, we in the playoffs, we didn't get the number 1 seed. We didn't. Detroit got the number 1 seed. Detroit lost to the Commanders. We smoked everybody in the playoffs. Definitely the Commanders. The only team that gave us a run for our money for real, I could say the Rams a little bit. Just a little bit. But we smoked the Commanders in the NFC Championship, and we smoked the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Smoked them convincingly. So I say that to say, my boy got the Citizen Award, the MVP Super Bowl MVP. He made it on the top 100 list, the NFL top 100 list. My boy made it to the top 100 list by time, most influential people in the USA. Top 100. My boy got a Jordan brand deal. My boy got accomplishments like no other, right? And I'm gonna be honest, and this is me. I'm gonna be honest. This is me, right? I believe that Jalen Hurts is listen, this is me, my opinion. I believe that Jalen Hurts is either the second or the third best quarterback in the NFL. The only one that I can put above him right now, just the only one, I'm going to be honest, is L. Jack. And that's barely. If I want to consider L. Jack, then I consider L. Jack. But ain't no Joe Burrows in front of him. Ain't no Josh Allen's in front of him, because every time it was time to face Patrick Mahomes, they failed. They failed. Every time it was time to face Patrick Mahomes, they failed. I got to give Joe Burrow a little credit because he made it to the Super Bowl. He made it to the Super Bowl, but he never got back after that. Never. Never got back after that. So if I want to give somebody credit out of all of them quarterbacks, I'm going to, better watch it. I'm going to give it to Joe Burrow. If I want to give somebody credit out of all of those quarterbacks, I'm going to give it to Joe Burrow. That's it. Stafford. I'm not going. Stafford definitely top 5 or top 6. You know what I'm saying? For sure. You know what I'm saying? As far as like quarterback, you know what I mean? If you want to talk about in totality, yeah, Stafford probably like top 5, top 6. You know what I mean? If you want to talk about quarterback, Stafford probably top 4 for real. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't have, like, it's hard for me to make a list in order, like do my list in order, because I don't want to put no smut on them quarterbacks' name, because them quarterbacks are definitely good. It's just the fact that when it comes to doing the ultimate thing, I can't put them up there with Jalen Hurts, bro. Could they throw the ball better than Jalen Hurts? Yes. You know what I mean? But if you want to talk about just pure quarterback and what it takes to win and, you know, accomplishments and everything like that, come on, bro. What is you doing? I'm trying to get over and shit. You over here taking your time. Yeah, if you want to talk about like pure quarterback and all of that stuff, if you want to talk about winning, if you want to talk about somebody that's going to get the job done, then you go with Jalen Hurts, you know what I mean? And that's what you need. Listen, I hate when people say all he does is win. If that's the only thing you can talk about is winning. But if you want to talk about throwing, then he's not. But okay then, if the throwing aspect was that great, then all of these quarterbacks that can throw, why they never made it to the Super Bowl? Or why they never went back to a Super Bowl? Why Josh Allen, with all of this arm talent, can't get there? Why Joe Burrow, with all his arm talent, can't get back there? Missed 2 years out of the playoffs. Why Lamar Jackson, there's all of this talent Lamar Jackson got, can't get there. Always freeze up in a moment. You know what I'm saying? Matthew Stafford only got there one time out of his whole career. One time out of his whole career. I don't see no, come on, get over. I don't see no Jordan Love getting there. I don't see no Kyler Murray getting there. Aaron Rodgers only been there one time out of his whole career. I don't get it, bro. Man, keep it real. They can't F with Jay Hurts. Jay Hurts is him. He beat everyone. I'm tired of those. Yo, the narrative, this is the thing. This is something that we got to get used to, EC1. It's something that we got to get used to. The narrative on Jalen Hurts is never going to stop because there are haters. I don't know if y'all remember that announcer or that sports commentator who his reasoning of not liking Jalen Hurts is because of his wife like Jalen Hurts. So there are reasons like that give people the narrative, that give people to amplify the narrative on why they don't like Jalen Hurts, bro. It's petty reasons like that. Have you noticed that every sports commentator, sports analyst, whoever it is, when it comes to quarterbacks, they never mention Jalen Hurts. When it comes to top players, they never say Jalen Hurts' name. When it comes to anything NFL related, they never mention Jalen Hurts. They don't even talk about the Super Bowl like that. They don't talk about the Super Bowl or his performance like that. If that was any other quarterback, they would have gave it up ASAP. But they don't do that, though. They don't do that. So we don't, you know what I mean? Listen, the narrative is going to be the narrative, bro. Like that's just, it's going to be what it is. You know what I mean? It's going to be up like that forever. So that's something we got to get used to. We don't even got to brace for it. We got to get used to it. You know what I mean? We got to get used to it. You feel what I'm saying? And at this point, it is what it is, because us as Philadelphia Eagles content creators, us as Philadelphia Eagles fans, we know what it is, bro. And that's all we need to know. We shouldn't care what nobody else talk about. We shouldn't care what Emmitt Smith talk about. Emmitt Smith talking about yeah, but we got more champion. At the end of the day, update your resume. You're not playing. You and your area, you and your era are not playing no more. We don't care how many championships y'all got back in 1995. That's all cool. But we don't care about that. Update your resume. What are y'all doing now? What have y'all done the past 30 years? Nothing. If I'm not mistaken, we made it to 8 titles in the past 30 years. We got 8 titles in the past 30 years. 8. You know how many NFC championships we've been to in the past 30 years? You know how many Super Bowls we've been to in the past 30 years? We've been to 4. 4 in the past 30. How many NFC championships we've been to? You feel what I'm saying? So come on, bro. Like all that 1995 and all that shit, that's way back, man. Them trophies is dusty right now. Trophies is dusty. We can't even read the name on a trophy. Those trophies are antiques. They are artifacts. That's something that the archaeologists got to dig up. We got brand new trophies. We got brand new trophies. We still got the Windex shine on it. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Stop playing like that, bro. Stop it. You feel what I'm saying? Foxworth. Yeah, his name was Foxworth. I think we're heading into our golden era. Bro, I feel like we are heading into an era that, you know what I mean? Put it like this, bro. We just gotta stay with this trajectory, bro. But as far as anybody in the NFC East, as far as anybody in the NFC period, I don't think nobody messing with us. I know Washington got them their quarterback, and shout out to the Commanders. I don't think nobody messing with us, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think nobody messing with us, bro. Feel what I'm saying? I don't think nobody messing with us, bro. You know what I mean? For a couple of years at least. For a couple of years at least. You know what I mean? At least a couple. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely about to go to Dunkin' Donuts though. Give me a hot chocolate. You feel what I'm saying? It's scary, man. I think we're going to be the Patriots 2.0. I don't know. Right now, I ain't going to lie. Right now, whatchamacallit got that. Kansas City got, I don't know if we're going to be the Patriots 2.0. Kansas City definitely got that, though, for sure. Kansas City definitely got that, yo. But listen, man, I'm about to be at work. I'm actually about to stop at Dunkin' Donuts, man. You feel what I'm saying? So listen, man, shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? Out of Bounds Podcast. I'm definitely going to put up those pictures in the community post. And then I will be putting up our first episode in the studio on Sunday, Monday, man. So stay tuned in for that. Listen, man, love, appreciate every last single one of y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all day. You already know, man. It's your boy, Hyphen Eagle, representing Philadelphia Eagles, by way of New Jersey. You already know, man. Gang.